Questions and criticism surrounding bin Laden's controversial burial at sea continue to emerge. Now, according to officials, after being taken to an aircraft carrier in the Arabian Sea, bin Laden was given an Islamic ceremony that lasted about 45 minutes. Now, today, White House Press Secretary Jay Carney provided a narrative of these controversial events.
Aboard the USS Carl Vinson, the burial of bin Laden was done in conformance with Islamic precepts and practices. The deceased's body was washed and then placed in a white sheet. The body was placed in a weighted bag. A military officer read prepared religious remarks, which were translated into Arabic by a native speaker. After the words were complete, the body was placed on a prepared flat board, tipped up, and the deceased body eased into the sea.
Now, reports indicate there is video of the burial and that it may be made public, but what critics are most angry about isn't the lack of visual proof, but rather the ceremony itself. Now, my next guest calls it a case of sensitivity gone too far. Joining me now with reaction, South Carolina Republican Senator Lindsey Graham, who is also a member of the Senate Armed Services Committee. Senator, welcome back to the program.
Thank you, Sean.
I agree with you. Sensitivity, 45 minutes. His body's clean. He's put in a shroud. It's translated into Arabic. I don't see that the victims of 9/11 had the consideration from this evil murderer. Why would we do this?
Beats me. I don't think he was a good Muslim. I don't think he was a good human being. But here's my concern. The president made the right call by sending boots on the ground to go in and get the guy. You could have bombed him from the air, but we could never prove we got him, right?
Right.
So the president did the bold thing to send in the SEALs to make sure that we actually get the guy. We want to prove to the world we were successful. Release the photos. I know it's a bit controversial, but you had the president of Pakistan today suggest, why don't you release the photos? So I think we have to release the photos, and rather than dumping him in the ocean within 4 or 5 hours, we should have kept the body, in my view, and have some independent testing, have a Scotland Yard person or some, ally come in and do their own DNA testing so we could prove to the world we got the right guy. That's what I was wanting to do. I'm more worried about our national security than I am religious sensitivity when it comes to bin Laden.
I agree with you. I think there may be deep regret in the end that they dumped this body because there are already a ton of conspiracy theories in the Muslim world. There are tons of doubters. The Taliban is saying there's no proof of his death. And, experts are questioning even the DNA identification, and they won't release the pictures immediately, which is people are going to say, well, now they're altered.
Right. That's unsustainable. The president was right to think about proving to the world we got him.
I agree. That was a gutsy call.
Right, but continue that thought process. If you do get him, then make sure that you can prove to the world beyond a doubt that he is dead. And one way to do that is to hold the body, the ultimate evidence. This is a historic event, and have people say, I'm not part of the American government. I was there. I conducted my own test. I saw the body myself, and I validate what the United States government is saying. There's no doubt he's dead, but it would have been a continuation of a good idea. And the reason we didn't do it, apparently, is we were worried about a 24-hour burial rule. We're at war with people who are not good Muslims. These are not good Muslims.
I agree. He killed Muslims. I mean,
yes, he killed more Muslims than he's killed anybody else.
I have no doubt this was Osama bin Laden. I don't have any doubt.
He is deader than a doornail.
Granted.
But people will suggest that's not him, and we have a chance here.
Cindy Sheehan sent those the other day. Well, now we're going to have the birthers and the deathers. Where's the death certificate? Where's Donald Trump? He's going to be asking for the death certificate.
And you could have had somebody look at the body, independent of us, somebody we trusted, to verify what we did. And, the operation was a great success. In the future, if you're listening out there to the administration, put our national security interests ahead of anything else.
This is sensitivity run amok, and I think I think there's a belief on the left that we can placate people that want to kill us. All right, here's an area of disagreement, though, I have with you. You said this is no time to celebrate waterboarding, which apparently Leon Panetta is now saying, and others are saying, and the timeline seems to show, contributed to all the intelligence that led to what happened on Sunday night. Why would you be against that?
Well, I believe, I've been a military lawyer for 30 years. I just believe that technique doesn't serve our nation well. I believe in enhanced interrogation techniques that should be classified. My beef with President Obama is that within 2 days of taking office, he outlawed the CIA from using enhanced interrogation techniques in the Detainee Treatment Act that I helped write. The only techniques available to us are the Army Field Manual. They're online. I don't believe waterboarding takes us down the right road, but you should have classified enhanced interrogation techniques available to the CIA. The CIA does not interrogate terrorist suspects since Obama's been in office. That will come back to bite us.
But that's the point. And this is what I was discussing with Secretary Rumsfeld. Without the interrogation techniques, the black sites, enhanced interrogation, we wouldn't have had the success. So in my view, President Bush deserves as much credit, and I give the president credit for being gutsy for what happened Sunday. But liberals can't seem to do that. They don't want to. And this is the one time it's not George Bush's fault. It's shocking.
Well, no, let me tell you, here's my view of what we should do. We should have classified techniques available to the CIA that are beyond the Army Field Manual that will get good evidence within our values, and the enemy should never know what's coming their way. When you take the CIA out of the interrogation business, you're putting our nation at risk for no higher purpose.
Well, remember, President Obama was telling our sworn enemies about our interrogation techniques. Administration
officials. Why do you
put
it online? Why do you advertise to the enemy, here's what we're going to do and nothing else? It makes no sense.
And they would give Miranda warnings to enemy combatants. I got to run. Unbelievable.
Thanks for having me.
And coming up, Karl Rove tells us if he thinks the White House should release bin Laden's proof of death. Birthers, are death or conspiracies emerging? More on Hannity straight ahead.